Good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your news in motion. How are you on this Monday morning? It's Monday, people. It is Monday, October the 19th. It is Monday, October the 19th. Good morning, Mary, and good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Pastor Alex. Good morning, Brenda Randleman. Good morning to everyone who's coming in. Good morning, Antoinette. Good morning. I love seeing y'all names pop in here. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Latrice Jones. Good morning, people. Good morning. It's a rainy morning in Central Ohio, but it's a beautiful morning at the same time. Good morning, Anita. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kelly Lee. Good morning, Kim Hill. Y'all are up. All right, y'all. Y'all must have had a great weekend. I know I did as well. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, Lady Beverly Woodard. Good morning. I'm going to catch a few more and then I'm going to get started. It's a beautiful day. It's a good day. It really is a good day. And again, today is Monday, October the 19th. 2020. Once again, I just want to thank everyone. Good morning, Valerie. I just want to thank everyone for bearing with me on this past Friday when I was bringing in Demia. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Jacqueline. Hopefully y'all were able to hear Demia. When I listened to the replay, you could hear Demia clearly. I don't know what was going on, but when I did some research with my millennial team, we find that has happened both on Instagram and Facebook, and it has nothing to do with, because I was thinking there was something wrong with my equipment, but it's not that at all. It's something that happens when you're bringing in a person. So we're looking at some other technology to do when we're interviewing people. We're looking at StreamYard. We're also looking at Zoom, but Zoom being more so a last resort. So again, thank you for bearing with me. We did not want to delete the video, although my voice was cracking in the interview time because she was clear. And then we had the headlines afterwards. So again, thank you all. Yeah, this is just all fun, right? Hey, you got to learn as you go. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all, we have 15 days to go. Whew, it's been a long election cycle. We have 15 days to go. More than 26 million people, y'all. More than 26 million people have either stood in line or sent in their ballots. So 26 million people, 26 million ballots have been cast. That is exciting, but we cannot sleep now. We got to keep going, y'all. We have to keep going. All right, Florida, let's vote. Early voting starts today in Florida. Go ahead and get in line and make sure you cast your ballot. All right, y'all, I tried to avoid this subject matter, but I can no longer do so. And that's the QAnon. It is said to be taking over America's suburbs. It's becoming a part of the mainstream. Why am I sharing that with you this morning? There are a lot of conspiracy theories that are going on out there, especially in the suburban area. So be mindful of the information that you might be receiving from people. Do your own search. Look and make sure it's not satire. The way you can do that, if it is not a mainstream media, you'll only see usually one, maybe two sources. But even with that, fact check that I've given y'all the fact check website. Just fact check it and make sure the information is legitimate before you pass it on. That's how we minimize putting information out there that may not be the best information for people. So please, please, please check it. Even check images. Make sure the images have not been doctored whatsoever at all before you post them and share them. So check your sources. It may take you a little bit longer to check into it, but I'm begging you to check your sources before you are passing it on. Good morning, Stephanie. The second thing I want to get to, and I thought this was horrible. This happened this weekend on Saturday during the campaign rally in Michigan on Saturday. And I'm going to say his name because we want to know who is saying what. Donald Trump starts with saying, you've got to get your governor to open your state. And he was referencing Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And then the audience begins to cheer and they begin to chant in reference to Governor Whitmer, lock her up. So they started that, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Good, I'm glad you got your ballot in, lock her up. And then Donald Trump says, lock them all up. Well, Whitmer responds to what happened, and she did it real time because, they was in Michigan. She's the governor of Michigan. So she put out in a tweet, this is exactly the rhetoric that has put me, my family, and other government officials' lives in danger while we try to save the lives of our fellow Americans. She tweeted. Then she went further and said, it needs to stop. It's dangerous. And it really is dangerous, y'all, for what they were doing in that state on this past Saturday. Okay, y'all, I want to spend the bulk of my time here because these numbers absolutely blew me away. And I normally don't work on the weekend, but I wanted to get these numbers out because these numbers were fascinating, but at the same time, very discouraging. All right, so I have deal or no deal. Senator McConnell said he would bring to the Senate floor this coming week a roughly $500 billion relief bill. But already that's been shot down. Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin, they have been talking about what type of bill to bring forward. So they've been discussing it, but every bill that they try to put together, it gets shot down either through the White House or through the Senate. So again, we have a lot of people, over 30 million people who have been without some sort of jobless benefit relief package. They're starting to lose their homes. They've lost their insurance. A lot of things are happening. So we have that. So y'all, the Senate will also vote on a separate bill for the Payment Protection Program. That's the PPP. Remember that. That's for small businesses. Now they're looking to do $670 billion for that. But we can't take care of these other people who are without jobs and who are losing everything. I want y'all to look at this for a moment. So I want to put this in perspective. We're talking about $2 trillion roughly in a relief package, okay? But I'm going to start with the funds already spent on campaign ads. We're talking more than $1 billion in only 12 states. Florida, $257.5 million. Pennsylvania, $195.7 million. Michigan, $120.1 million. North Carolina, $110.8 million. Wisconsin, $101.5 million. Arizona, $97.4 million. Georgia, $28.6 million. Nevada, $27.5 million. Minnesota, $27.1 million. Ohio, $18.9 million. In Iowa, $15.6 million. And in Texas, $7.3 million. That's just in campaign ads. That's just in campaign ads, okay? That's not counting the other money that's coming in for this presidential election. The advertising analytic projects $6.7 billion will be spent on advertising just in the next 2 weeks. 6.7 billion, y'all. 6.7 billion. Yeah, so who's getting rich off of that? Great question, Kim, but I still want to keep going. 2.19 billion was spent. 2.19 billion was spent in August. So far, we are over 2 billion more than what was spent in 2016. These are just in ads. Bloomberg is 1.58 billion spent so far just in the last 3 weeks. That's a separate pot of money. In 2016 and 2018, 54% of the cycle's total cash was spent in the final 10 weeks. They're spending more than that in the final 2 weeks. They're spending more than that. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. 443 million has already been reserved for the last week. 443 million. That's dollars, y'all. Million. But we can't take care of our everyday citizens and everyday people who have paid taxes. That's the question that I'm raising. And this is just advertisement. This isn't the other funds, the other money. So far, I have found in the past month, both parties have spent over $1 billion each. Over $1 billion each. The advertising agency running the ads. So y'all, I bring that to us because y'all know what I say. This is on the ballot. This is on the ballot. We have people who are losing their homes, people who are dealing with food insecurity, people who are without health insurance, people who are without utility bills, electricity, people without transportation, people without, they're being evicted, they're being foreclosed on, people without. And you're playing politics in Congress. Those are the people who have the power of the purse. You're playing politics with people and their livelihood. But we're flying and jet setting all over the world in this I want to say horrific race. Not maybe that is what it is. But we're crying out for democracy. We're wanting to see change. People are volunteering. People are doing things, and you are holding people hostage. But at the same time, you are spending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to run a presidential campaign. I'm talking about both parties right now. I'm talking about both parties. I understand, but where's our priorities? But I'm going to go another step. The money that is being raised in their campaigns is coming from us, everyday people. Yes, you also have the people like the Bloombergs who's paying in mega money. You have your high rollers, if you will. You have your high donors, if you will. But the other, millions on a weekly basis come from us. So when I was looking at the percentage, there's about 27% of the money of millions of dollars each week that comes from everyday people. So it's coming from us. So hear me for a moment. When do we decide to work together and say, you don't want to take care of everyday people? Well, we have a group of collective people who've decided we're going to do it. Again, we're hiring these people by casting our ballots, by casting our votes. That's why I say voting continues after the election, y'all. When I say voting continues after the election, that's the town halls, that's writing our representatives, that's holding them accountable. So that's why I've always advocated from the time I started this, we have to do our research. We have to do our research and ask the question, how do they vote in the chambers? How do they vote? What are they doing? How do they vote? Good morning, Kim. How do they vote? So these things for me, they're on the ballot for us. They're on the ballot for us. And I think collectively, and I might have to go there too, what are the churches doing? Beyond our individual congregations, what are we doing to make sure when we're talking about food insecurity? So yeah, I'm spending the majority of my time on this today. I just look at these numbers. And these are more, this is just in 12 states. This is just on advertising. Hey, Mary Jenkins, condolences to you and your family in the passing of your father. Thank you for joining us. Y'all, Florida, just in these last 2 weeks, 257.5 million. I know I ran through them quickly a few moments. Now I'm going to back up because I want us to think about this because this is on the ballot, y'all. This is on the ballot. Pennsylvania, 195.7 million. Michigan, 120.1 million. North Carolina, 110.8 million. Wisconsin, 101.5 million. Arizona, 97.4 million. Georgia, 28.6 million. Nevada, 27.5 million, y'all. Minnesota, 27.1 million. Ohio, 18.9 million. Iowa, 15.6 million. Texas, I'm sorry, I left out Texas last time. 7.3 million. Y'all, that's just an advertisement in the last 2 weeks. We have 15 days to go. Again, 6.7 billion will be spent these next 2 weeks. 209 billion. Bloomberg, 1.58 billion. This is with a B, y'all, with a B, not an M, with a B. 443 million has already been reserved for the last 2 weeks. But they can't pass a bill for those who are without and they're losing their homes. They don't have electricity. They don't have food. They don't have transportation. They don't have health care. What are we doing as citizens of the United States to call this to the forefront? Y'all, this is on the ballot. Both parties. This is on the ballot, people. This is on the ballot. And it doesn't stop on November the 3rd. It doesn't stop the moment you cast your ballot. Again, 26 million ballots have been cast as of this past Saturday. Florida early voting starts today. But y'all, these things are on the ballot. Now we have to hold these individuals accountable. That's a lot of money. And that's just advertisement. That's not the planes. That's not the hotels. That's not the Secret Service. That's not the staff. We're not even to those numbers. I didn't have time to find those numbers, but I wanted to give the advertising dollars because I think it's important if we're talking about transparency. I believe it's important for us to understand what's being spent and how and what difference is it making in the first place. Y'all, we have to do our own research. Again, I've been telling you, don't listen to the sound bites on the television. Make sure you're doing your own research. So let's go to the coronavirus numbers as you let that sink in. We have 78 confirmed cases. Let me give that to you again. 8,386,978 confirmed cases. Where's the money for that? When we're paying billions upon billions upon billions on advertisement for something that's going to end on November the 3rd. Where's the money for that? We have 224,728 deaths. We do have celebration 5,453,315 that have recovered. This is where I'm at, people. This is where I'm at. And it's just shocking because we're talking about money. We're talking about vaccines. We're talking about testing. They're, again, running out of tests again. But you're spending billions on some campaign advertisement. And y'all, this isn't even counting the senator races, the representative races, the state reps races. We're not even talking that money. So if you put that money in the pot, that's a whole lot of money. We shouldn't have anybody homeless in America. We should not have one person homeless in America. But we can find money for that, but we cannot find money to feed people. We cannot find money for health care. We cannot find money for housing. We cannot find money for education. We can't find those. Yes, you're right, Demia. Lives lost, jobs lost, but billions on ads. I'm telling you, I don't work on the weekend, but I did this weekend because I kept looking at all of these numbers. I was like, I got to figure out these numbers. These are all the numbers I found. This is just the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, y'all, the last 2 weeks. This is what's happening. So we have Twitter removes Trump's COVID advisor tweet that questions using masks. That was removed from Twitter. Scott Atlas made a tweet that said, "Mask work, no." And so Twitter removed that. And then scientists and physicians all over jumped on him and said, that is not correct. But this is what we're paying for. This is what we're paying for. You know, I didn't say this last week, but actually the campaign rally on the White House lawns, we paid for that. Yeah, we paid for that. I didn't authorize that. Did you authorize that with your money? We paid for that. And it also violated the Hatch Act. Yeah, that's on the ballot, y'all. Hope Hicks and Kayleigh McEnany, y'all remember them, right? They also tested positive. Well, they were at a church in Nevada with the occupant of the Oval, and none of them were wearing masks. And they were still within one of them was still within her 14 days of being tested positive. We do this. We need to hold these things accountable, y'all. We do. We really do. Before I go to the win, y'all, we have Florida. And I'm sorry, I know I went kind of deep today, but I had to. Those numbers were important. Florida, your early voting starts today. And so for everyone who's standing in line, and if you're in Ohio, it's raining, don't let the rain stop you. Don't let the rain stop you. Pull out an umbrella. Put that on your list. So Someone said, well, we got to make sure we're telling them to bring their ID, and we do. So we need to make sure that you have your ID when you go, face mask when you go, comfortable clothes and shoes. Y'all already know what I told y'all about the comfortable clothes and shoes. Make sure they're not tights. Make sure they're not tights. Bottled water, maybe have 1 or 2 of those. Lots of snacks, have a protein bar, have some saltine crackers if your stomach is messed up. Charger for your cell phone. You want a portable charger. Make sure your cell phone is charged to 100%. Make sure your portable charger is charged to 100%. You even want a backup charger just in case. You want some earbuds because everybody don't want to hear the stuff you might be listening to. You want to have a book or 2, magazines, your folding chair, that's like the stadium chair, umbrella, sunglasses. And then someone said included we should possibly have a list of emergency contacts just in case you do pass out on the ground. So in case somebody needs to check on you, whatever, make sure you have your insulin, make sure you have your inhaler, make sure you have those things. And don't forget your sandwich. You want to have your sandwich, okay, y'all? Again, make it simple. It don't have to be fancy. You don't have to go to Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits and pick that up. Get you some Wonder Bread, piece of cheese, piece of bologna, mayonnaise. No mayonnaise, but mustard. No mayonnaise. No deviled eggs. None of that. None of that. You might want to just have what you need, y'all. Lines this weekend in Texas were 12 to 13 hours. So, y'all, the lines aren't going down at all. So don't think you're going to go a day when the lines are down. Go ahead and get your vote on. Go ahead and do that for the win. For the win. New Zealand's Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. She's the bomb. She's the bomb. She won re-election. She won re-election because of her handling of the coronavirus. She won re-election. She actually even had a word for Americans, excuse me. And just here's this woman was able to pull, remember, she got guns off the streets in New Zealand. This woman's the bomb diggity, but she also has a powerful team. Fruits and vegetables, trail mix, and go with an empty bladder. You got that right, Kenya. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I should have known she's going to say fruits and vegetables. So have your little, just get a Ziploc bag, put some fruit, some celery with some peanut butter. That'd be good too. Put that on there. Something that's going to hold you over. But she's for the win. The Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's for the win. She is doing a lot. Follow her. Check her out. Google her. She is doing a lot. Her last name is spelled Ardern. Dern. Jacinda, Prime Minister. Amazing. My inspirational message for today, and then we're off of here until tomorrow. My inspirational message for today is the prayers of the righteous availeth much. Y'all, this is time for us to pray. If y'all think it's crazy now, I don't care which way the election is going to go. We don't know what we will face after the election. We don't know. We don't know if people will have some sense or people will not have sense. We don't know. So let's begin covering and saturating the United States in prayer. Let's saturate both candidates in prayer. Yep, I'm saying that. Both candidates in prayer. Let's saturate all of our elected officials in prayer. Let's saturate our National Guards in prayer. Let's saturate our local police in prayer. Let's saturate everyone in prayer. Let's saturate our individual households in prayer. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. We need to pray. We need to pray, just like I'm telling y'all, and people have been saying, vote because your lives depend upon it. Pray because our lives depend upon it. So let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. Again, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Some of you have been asking, what are you doing after November the 3rd? We're going to still be right here after November the 3rd. We're going to be right here. We'll just be transitioning to different conversations and where we're going and how we're going to keep everyone abreast on everything that's going on. We have been in talks with some other people. It's amazing when you walk in your purpose. When you walk in your purpose, you will be amazed of the doors that are opening and will open for you. I won't go into details yet, but we're in talks with different people. We're looking at having interviews again every Friday, and we will have that situation fixed. We will be using a different platform. We've learned from everything we looked at that it is a problem with both Instagram and Facebook. It comes and goes. It has nothing to do with the equipment that's being used. So we're looking at different platforms to be able to do that. The podcast. Some of you said, what's happening with the podcast? We have been recording all the podcasts. Yes, I am doing what the Lord is telling me to do. You got that right. The podcast, we do have some series. We just held back from releasing those yet. But I will tell you the first title of the podcast that will be the first one that goes up is called Too Much Shade. Yeah, we're talking about throwing shade. I interviewed 3 women on that, and then it went so well that we had to record a second one called Shade 2.0, and it's still dealing with throwing shade. And then the third episode is dealing with creating your small business and what that looks like and the financial piece that comes along with it. And the fourth one so far is dealing with debt. So it's coming. We just wanted to really focus on the election, so we held that back. We thought we were releasing that in September, but we decided to hold that back. So that's coming. And then we're in talks with a couple other people. So this is what's happening, and I'm very excited, and I will always share with you to stay transparent, to let you know what's happening. So thank you. And if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube, please do so. And that's www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley. And that's GAILDUDLEY. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you want to, I was giving you the YouTube. I was giving you something else. I don't know. I just lost it. 55. I lost it. It's gone now. All right, y'all. Until tomorrow, I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Make it a great day. If you have not already done so, go vote if early voting is happening. If you are sending in your ballot, I don't know if I would take it to the mail. I would go put it in there. Target link again. Okay, I'll put the Target link in there. Yep, I will put that in there. I will do that. There was something else. Oh, I'll put the Cash App in there too. I will. Yep, I will. Yep, 55, girl. We got it going on. All right, y'all, until tomorrow, I'm Gail Dudley. Peace out.